Imagine a city where ambulances don't just rush around chasing emergencies, they actually anticipate where crashes will happen next. In Columbus, Ohio, EMS teams studied patterns and started parking their ambulances strategically before calls came in. This wasn't luck. It was a game-changing tactic called going upstream. But why do most of us stay stuck downstream, always reacting instead of preventing? And more importantly, how can you tap into that upstream mindset to stop problems before they start? First, let's unpack why it's so easy and almost natural to fix problems only after they explode in our faces. We call it problem blindness, and it's sneakier than you think. Online travel giant Expedia noticed they were drowning in 20 million customer service calls every year. Instead of handling calls one by one, they audited their booking system. A few simple redesign tweaks, like clearer dates and payment info, cut down confusion so drastically calls evaporated. They fixed the root cause instead of firefighting endlessly. Problem blindness works like a smoke alarm with dead batteries. You smell smoke, but nothing fires. Most organizations and people get stuck reacting to emergencies because they don't even see the early warning signs. It's a mental blind spot, a default downstream gaze, where surface issues blind you from the deeper causes lurking upstream. The payoff: when you shift upstream, you stop crises before they ignite. Systems transform. For example, school districts using early dropout predictions didn't just reduce failures, they cut dropout rates by half, reshaping entire student futures. Prevention changes entire ecosystems, not just quick fixes. What if you knew exactly where problems would pop up next? That's what some cities and organizations are doing with data, and the results feel almost like cheating. In Columbus, Ohio, EMS teams analyzed 911 call data to find hotspots where emergencies most often erupted. Instead of waiting for calls, they forward-deployed ambulances to these zones, slashing response times dramatically. Their secret weapon: anticipating the problem, not just racing to the scene after it blows up. Using data upstream is like reading a weather forecast before stepping outside. Just as a forecast warns you to grab an umbrella before rain, data alerts organizations where trouble will strike next. This lets you prepare and position resources smartly, moving from reactive chaos to controlled calm. When you predict problems early, you don't just react, you avoid the reaction altogether. Ambulance teams don't scramble, schools don't scramble to save at-risk teens, companies don't scramble to fix bad customer experiences. You rebuild the game so the problem never fully plays out. Here's the kicker: this upstream mindset isn't just a lucky trick, it can be learned and scaled. Countries, schools, and companies prove it's contagious and transformative. In Sweden, a combination of public policy, culture shifts, and community programs almost eliminated teenage alcohol and drug abuse. Instead of policing teens harshly, they changed the environment, making risky behavior socially unacceptable. This upstream approach rewired an entire generation's habits and health outcomes. A big urban school district used data to predict which ninth graders were most likely to drop out. With targeted support before warning signs snowballed, they cut the dropout rate in half. Early intervention transformed despair into opportunity by catching problems before they became irreversible. Sometimes, dramatic change starts with tiny adjustments. Airlines preventing millions of customer calls didn't invent new tech, they just made booking tweaks that stopped trouble at the source. Upstream thinking embraces these micro-moves that ripple into real, giant transformations downstream. Back in Columbus, ambulances no longer chase chaos, they anticipate it. That's the upstream mindset at work. Don't wait for problems to flood your life or workplace. Try it yourself. Spot one recurring headache, be it in your work, home, or community, and trace it upstream. What tiny fix could stop it before it starts? Prevention isn't some far-off ideal. It's doable, and it starts now. Subscribe for more book summaries like this one.